So a little bit of information for the people that are coming on our trip in the Victorian high country in November. Most of the high country is fairly steep tracks. They look like this, and you probably can't see the steepness, but it's not really that steep. This one's probably about 20 degrees, which is, you know, you sort of look at a hill and you think, oh, you know, 45 degrees is steep. Well, you can't drive up 45 degrees. I can tell you 30 degrees is darn steep, and they don't get much steeper than that, and that's probably, you'll get a few peaks in some tracks that go over 30, but I just want to give you some information in preparation. So what the guys are doing at the moment, they're letting some air out of their tyres, which you know all about and you heard about before. So please make sure you're equipped with something to let your tyres down, tyre deflators, tyre pressure gauges of sorts, and that are accurate. And it's always worth having something as a backup plan, so that you can, if one lets you down or you lose it, you know, a simple pencil tyre gauge thing, or you can get one of those ARV easy deflators, or there's, you know, cheaper ones on the market as well. Some of them are not that accurate, so be careful what you buy. For these areas up here, what I'm going to recommend is, when you're coming into Talbotville at McMillan's Road there, if that's the way you come in, it's a bit of a rough dirt road. At the start of it, I'd suggest you stop there and just let your tyres down to probably about, you know, about 25 psi to get you started. You don't need any more than that in them. And then some of the tracks, look, just for comfort, there's a couple of reasons that the tyres down. One, for comfort for you, also for comfort for the vehicle, so we don't damage the vehicle. There's no need to rough it up any more than you need to. And the other one's for traction and to look after the tyres. So probably around 20 psi, I'm going to say, you know, maybe 22. You can vary front to rear if you like. But look, to save you asking the question, what pressure? Once you get down into Talbotville, you may as well drop your tyres down to somewhere between 20 and 22, and it depends what tyres you're running, okay? So the BFG all-terrains, the KO2s, which are fairly popular, I recommend something along the lines of 20 psi when they're cold. So make sure they're not, haven't been driven and they're not in the sun. 20 psi cold, going to get you through all the tracks without too many hassles. You shouldn't need to go lower than that unless it's wet, raining and whatever, but we're not going to have that. We're going to have nice, sunny, beautiful weather like what you see here at the moment. We're just out here doing a bit of a recce run, checking out some tracks, and a little bit of information for you guys. I hope that helps. So we're in the lead vehicle heading up the hill. Quite hard to hold the camera steady. So we've got a few little dig outs where people have spun some wheels, etc. We're going to get a bit, no traction control on that one, that was too easy. Going to need a harder bit. So when you see those wheel spin and call it sort of washed out and wheel spin dig out holes, you want to kind of try and avoid those with your wheels, and if you can, get them under the vehicle and keep your wheels on the ground. Apparently further up this track it gets a bit rougher. We're about to find out and see what it looks like. Bit of a hole over there on the right. Our driver's done a perfect job over on the left avoiding that. You can feel quite a lot of flex went on over that. Probably you can't tell what we can, but a few more holes up here. You could probably go either way, but we go a bit more to the left and keep on it one way or another. Bit of a hole here. So yeah, someone's really got on the diggings here, haven't they? Bit of traction control. Piece of cake. Piece of cake, a potato cake. A little bit loose and, you know. So once it's really dry, that's the other thing that happens. It gets, people spin wheels on it and it sort of gets really powdery, and then the traction becomes really loose. But My guess was that's probably the worst of it. Now I'll get out and do some video of the other guys coming up. That's kind of the last of the worst of this bit. And when we say worst, kind of mean best. Got one more vehicle to come up. So we're in the tech vehicle, Tail End Charlie. New Charlie today, mate, Tail End Charlie. This is the mighty V6, and it hasn't got any lockers in it, so you know, lots of different standard Prados can get up the hill. It is a Grande, so it's got traction control. Did the traction controls come in at all and help you out, or wasn't necessary?
Yeah.
Once, okay, a little bit of traction control. Sorry guys about the camera not holding it still, but that's just how it is. It's a bit rough. Next time I'll bring the holder, but hopefully it gives you an idea of some of the terrain. It's not hard, and obviously that little section there is probably one of the hardest sections. We come up here on purpose just to, we're checking out the worst of the worst, so that, you know, we'll make sure it's all right. It's not crazy. We're going to take you over anything crazy. It's all going to be drivable. If we have to do any sort of recovery and get gear out and do anything, it's like, no, that's too hard. We're not going to
come now if you want.
Roger that. So we're just catching up to the second last vehicle. Communication's good. Let us know what's happening, but not too much chit chat. So when you're out on the dusty tracks, right, you've got options. I recommend you run your climate control or whatever on fresh. Sorry, I can't hold it still, so you know what I mean, fresh, not recirculate. It maintains cabin pressure with your fan on at least sort of 2 or 3. You've got some vents, so the design of the vehicle, the air comes in the front of the vehicle, up behind that plastic trim outside the vehicle, at the bottom of the windscreen, both on the 120 and the 150. They're a bit different, but similar thing. So when it's on fresh, the air comes in there, goes through the vehicle, and out there's an exit point right at the back of the vehicle, in behind the back bumper bar. That's where the water comes in, where your car fills up with water if you decide to try and use it as a boat. Now, so by keeping it on fresh, you help keep the dust out of there, plus any other place that it might want to come in.
Nearly 700 metres, pretty good.
And if you put it on, but your cabin filter will get dirty, but that's easy to change, you know. It's just down in here in the glove box, you know. That's another video. You can check that out on my YouTube if you haven't seen it yet, cleaning the cabin filter. And if we haven't done it, we'll get round to it. But look, the point is, you will get a dirty cabin filter, but you'll maintain cabin pressure and keep the dust out. If it's on recirculate, those vents up at the windscreen here at the bonnet where the air comes in, they will close, so you keep it clean cabin filter, but the dust will slowly start coming backwards in behind that rear bumper bar, because there's just heaps of dust off your tyres, especially your back tyres, going in behind that bumper bar area underneath the car, and it just kind of pumps in, and all behind your trims and everything in the rear there and the rear doors, it all just kind of fills up with dust. So my advice, keep it on fresh. You're only going to get dust on your cabin filter, and when you get home you can take it out. Even if it was clean and new, you can take it out and it's all just dry dust, blow it straight off, be good as new again. Or you can just use your old cabin filter to, you know, for the trip, and then put a clean one in when you get home. Hope that's helped. Look, mine, no hands. Okay. A little bit rough, a little bit steep. Not too bad. A little bit of entertainment for people who haven't been here before. What a day, eh? Check that track over the other side there. That could be next. So the 20 PSI's worked pretty well.
It's going pretty good.
No hassles going up or down anything. I think we're nearly to the bottom of this one, a bit further to go. I don't know what the name of the track is we're coming down, I forget. Been down up and down a few times, you know. But this heads down to our campsite. There's a river down there. You can see the river down there. It comes around in a bend. It kind of goes back this way and it loops back that way. And I don't know what year, I'm not going to give you the year, but at some time they sort of cut through. It's called Harrison's Cut anyway, for people that know the area. That down there, where that vehicle's parked, right, that's that spot right there, Harrison's Cut. So we're up on the track above it. If you look across the other side, you can see one that goes up the ridge line. Again, can't remember the name of that either. I used to know it. And that hits another road that goes up along the top of the ridge. If you look right along the top of the mountain there, and it comes down, and that's the one we were going up earlier. If we continued up, and that comes down and crosses the river a few k's up. Anyway, there you go. Good spot down there. I reckon we go down there and go for a swim.
What colour anyway?
Got a spare car door over here. I don't know how you end up with a spare door. It's not off a full drive. Maybe someone brought out the Hyundai Gets to see how it goes.
Target practice.
It's got some hole in it, has it?
Oh, couldn't tell.
So the high country, it's all about your hills. Up and down hills. Hope you like hills. Up the hills, down the hills. Up and down hills. down to the river for a swim. As long as some keen fisherman's not having a crack, because he's not going to like it when you go for a swim while he's trying to catch a trout. Sam, you get the pressure on Ryan, get that engine happening, get it in so you can get to this trip. If you watch this video, you'll have to send me a text and say I watched it. Have a look at this water, guys. Isn't that just magnificent? Fantastic. And do not come to the high country equipped without your bathers. You just want to get in Harrison's Cup, they call it. You can probably Google it and find out a bit of information. We've got someone fishing up here. Nice big water hole. This is just kind of snow melt. There's been no rain for a while. It's pretty dry, so in some heavy rains it'll probably go a bit nuts. There you go, eh? Have a look at that. We're going to get in it. We're camped about 2 k's down the river from here, so happy days for us. Yep.